Welcome to Everything Casual, bringing you original football casual videos from the golden era of the 80s and 90s, right up to current day. Football away day stories and historic clashes between football firms. Subscribe so you don't miss out. We upload videos every week.
This is a collaboration video with the true crime channel called Underworld UK. All credit to them for making the video. And if you're into true crime and gangland news, then go and check their channel out. Today we're going to look at famous footballer and TV pundit Jamie Carragher's brother and his fight with ex-gangland criminal and now YouTuber Billy Moore. We will also listen to prominent gangland figures as they give their opinion on Jamie Carragher's brother and Billy Moore. Was there more to this fight than we know? Let's jump straight in and look at the fight first. YouTuber Billy Moore said he has plucked up the courage to show his battered and bruised face after a fight broke out in a Merseyside gym. Footage widely shared on platforms including X, Facebook and Instagram appears to show two men fighting inside the men's changing rooms at a David Lloyd gym on Monday, April 27th. The fight reportedly took place at the site on Knowsley Industrial Estate on Arbor Lane, with several people watching as the incident unfolded.
Right guys, you might have seen a video of Billy Moore having a fight today. Now we're going to speak about that in a minute, but let's have right, there's a lot of jealous people go try and target Billy Moore, that's a fact. But the second thing is he did go to the police. Do I agree with that? Absolutely no. I believe when you've committed crime in your life and you've been to jail, then your right to go to the police is gone. But we'll speak about that in a minute. Look, I'll show you the fight. Well, it wasn't even a fight, it was just one way. Right, so Billy Moore clearly just wants to try and just diffuse the situation. He doesn't want to fight. He can't fight Billy Moore, so he could have been throwing punches and probably put that man to sleep. So, you know, but the bottom line is he shouldn't have gone to the police. I do like Billy Moore, I think he's sound, but he shouldn't have gone to the police on this situation. So Billy dropped the charges, lad, because the bottom line is when you've been to jail in your life, then you should know never to, you know, go to the police. You should never do that, go to the police. When you've been in jail before, you lose that right to go to the police. As you know yourself, that's how it should be. We lose our right to go to the police when anything happens. You don't see me going to the police when I get shot and stabbed multiple times. No. So drop the charges, lad. But as I say, I do like Billy, and the guy who done it. If Billy Moore would have been throwing punches back, he would have put you fast asleep. That's a fact. Have a nice day.
Merseyside police confirmed officers were called to the scene around 6:10 p.m. following reports that two men had been injured during a fight inside the gym. A 46-year-old man from Brighton Le Sands and a 53-year-old man from Netherley were both arrested on suspicion of a fray and taken into custody for questioning. They have since been released on bail with conditions. Mr. Moore today posted a video on Facebook addressing the incident.
So, obviously you can see that I've been a little bit battered and bruised here, got a black eye, my nose is a little bit ski with. Now I'd like to address a few rumours that have been going around about, you know, the situation I found myself in. The reality is I can't really talk too much about the allegation or the alleged offence, but what I will do is I'll give you a brief synopsis as we go along, because, you know, you've got obviously people out there who are sharing videos, which is okay. I don't mind people sharing videos, it's what I do, but share the truth. Don't like edit it to your liking and make out that I'm a snitch, I'm a grass, I'm giving statements to the police, because that's incorrect. That's not the information that's being relayed properly. The reality is I was arrested for an affray because I refused, I believe, to give a statement. The other party, pretty sure he'd done the same. So I spent 19 hours in a police station, sleeping on a Rizzler. I haven't been in that situation, you know, for a long time. It was quite daunting, it was quite overwhelmed. You know, it was quite sad, to be honest. You know, because I'm busted up at the same time. I'm a little bit baffled and confused. You know, I've gone to a place that I've never been before for a little steam. And I find myself you know, 20 hours later coming home looking like this, with your kids shocked, your missus, you know, upset. They've got no idea why it's happened, and neither do I, to be fair. Right, I've got no affiliation with this other person. I've never met him. We've never crossed paths. You know, I believe some people, for whatever reason, they don't like me. And that's okay. You know, we don't have to like everyone. But some people see me and it triggers them, and, you know, they see red, and then they feel like they want to take a pop at you, or a pop at me, or anyone who's in or on social media. You know, that's how it is. Now, you've got people or individuals, especially one in Birmingham, Al Nuclear Nostril, sitting in a bed sit, inventing stories, making up fairy tales about what happened. This is what happened, right? It was over a watch. He was off his barney. He seen a watch on this other fella's arm. It looked like his. And he said, hey, you thief. Mate, who does that? Seriously, come on. Like, sort your head out. And if you believe in his 10 Bob stories, then you're actually still believing Santa Claus. Move on from fucking stupid fucking ideologies that he comes out with. You know, and you get other people on other social media platforms. Oh, he's had his nose busted open, he's in hospital. Look, the reality is I had it stolen on me. Right? I've had to defend myself. I've done it the best way I can. I don't like to fight. You should only fight when you have to. You know, I'm not one for like making out on some hard case. I don't claim to be a gangster or some champion boxer. Right, I've got a few skills, like most of us back then who went to, you know, boxing clubs at a young age. I went to Thailand, I adapted to their martial arts and done a little bit of Muay Thai. You know, I wasn't incredible, but it gave me the opportunity to get through a sentence the best way I could. You know, it is what it is. You know, I'm an addict. You know, I've always, the only thing I've ever fought was with demons. You know, I still fight them on a daily basis. You know, I don't have to come home to my kids, and I'll show you this little video. Well, I won't, I'll share what my little boy said. It was quite sad. You know, and after it, you know, I went upstairs and kind of like, it broke me. Because I'm a family man, I've got 2 beautiful, you know, children and 2, you know, beautiful stepkids. This is what he said to me when I come back.
You got a monster face.
What?
You got a monster face.
I've got a monster face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. She's going to jump in the shower and hopefully get it off now. You okay? Do you still love me?
Yeah.
I'm still handsome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna be the daddy. I go on. You'll be like a monster.
I won't be, come on. I won't be like a monster. It'll go.
That's how my little boy, who's 2 years old, reacted when he saw me. Right, I went to bed that night and I broke down. You know, it's heartbreaking because I'm not going to these places to cause problems, to provoke anyone, to instigate anything. I'm here to provide for them. I'm not here to be subjected to hate and horrific abuse and what have you, okay? I don't go out there and abuse you. I don't go out there and attack you. I've never done that, right? All I do is street vlogs. I go to different cities, different communities and document the rapid decline of the UK.
In the video, the former boxer, who has built a following on social media where he shares his views on politics and current affairs, said, I've just had to pluck up the courage to come online, take the sunglasses off and show you exactly what's going on. My pride was in the way, my ego was in the way. I've got to be humble and go, look, I look battered and bruised. He added, I can't talk much, but everyone's online making stories up at the same time. But I just want to say a big thank you to those that genuinely support me. Videos shared online from inside the gym showed two topless men, both wearing blue shorts, grappling near the lockers. At one point, one man appears to poke the other in the eye before both exchange blows. The footage then shows the men separating, with one appearing bloodied, his face and chest visibly marked. Other clips circulating online show the injured man speaking with police officers elsewhere in the gym, while another shows one of the men leaving the premises accompanied by officers. A spokesperson for David Lloyd declined to comment. Detective Inspector Edward Barr labeled the incident shocking as children were in the gym at the time of the fight. He said this would have been a shocking incident to witness, carried out in full view of members of the public nearby, including children.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I thought I'd come on and talk about the Billy Moore situation. Now, I don't know anything about it. I don't know any background. I don't know what's gone on. I don't know who's caused it. I'm unaware of what's happened. You know, the reason I want to get my 10 pence worth in is because I see Billy Moore's getting a lot of stick. He's getting called a grass. He's getting a lot of stick. I've seen he's getting a lot of stick. There's a lot of people calling him out and saying bad shit and stuff like that. And that was always going to happen. See, if a situation happens like this where Billy Moore is involved, or another content creator that's got a lot of following and is constantly in the public eye, the Billy is always going to be made out to be the bad guy, or he's always going to be targeted more than anybody else. You know, sadly, this is the world we live in today. If you do numbers and you are in the public eye, or you know, you're a YouTuber, whatever you are across social media content, like you're a content creator, what is always going to happen is you're always going to be made the scapegoat, and you're always going to be called out for whatever's gone wrong. Now, we've all seen Billy Moore do videos. Now, I don't agree with Billy Moore's content most. I don't agree with it all. You know, I like Billy. I respect Billy as a recovering addict. I respect Billy's journey. You know, I've met him in person. He's a sound bloke. But I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he does. But that's fine. You know, I don't have to agree with him. But I like him. I think he's a good bloke. You know, he's a massive advocate for being able to change. You know, and recovery and addiction awareness. I love all that about him. You know, but I think we all know enough about Billy to know that he stands on business. You know, he's a fair play. You know, he'll have a straightener. You know, he avoids confrontation. He keeps calm. He's collective. You know, he's cool around stuff like that. And you'll notice most fighters or most people that have shared a ring or a cage, you know, or done Muay Thai or K1, or you know, tend to not panic in confrontation when it's put on them. They tend to stay calm until it's time not to be calm. You know, they don't feel overly threatened, they don't feel overly uncomfortable. It's just a calm situation for them because they know what they're capable of. And I always think when I see stuff like this happening where another fighter is under attack, you know, it annoys me. You know, and this is the reason why I wanted to make this video, just to sort of back Billy in what I believe Billy Moore is about. You know, so for me, if I had to second guess what's gone on in this video, I'm 100%. I would put 100% of my earnings on that Billy is not the one that started this confrontation. Billy has tried to resolve this, and the man's gone on the attack. That's what I believe, and that's what's probably happened. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I strongly believe that something's been said. Billy's probably said, "Let me get dressed, let me go outside, and we'll have it." And the man's just probably gone on the attack. That's what I believe that's happened. You know, this talking to the police and talking and Billy, you know, putting statements in or whatever's gone on. Like, Billy's a law-abiding citizen. Like, Billy is a legit guy. Billy is not a criminal. You know, so how can he be a grass? It doesn't make no sense. You know, a grass, in my eyes, is someone that has got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. A grass, in my eyes, is someone that talks to the police or puts statements in to save his own skin. A grass, to me, is someone that you know, tells tales to cover his own ass. That's what a grass is to me. You know, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you're not a criminal, you can't be a grass. That's what I believe. Like, Billy's a law-abiding citizen. Billy is a YouTuber, he's a content creator. You know, the police aren't his enemies. So how can he be a grass? I don't know what's going on, whether he spoke to the police or not. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think Billy's a grass, you know. But anyway, that's my opinion. That's my 10 pence worth in. I hope Billy Moore's okay. He seems like he is a stand-up guy. I've met him. I've done a podcast with him. He always treated me like royalty. He was a lovely guy. Take care, Billy, and take no notice of what people say.
Detective Inspector Edward Barr said, "This would have been a shocking incident to witness, carried out in full view of members of the public nearby, including children. We are gathering all available evidence and want to speak to anyone who saw what happened or has since received information. 2 men are in custody and we were working hard to establish the timeline of this incident." Billy Moore has since posted a statement on Facebook addressing the incident. The former boxer has built a following on social media where he shares his views on politics and current affairs. He wrote, "Facts not fiction. Let's get straight to the point. I'm no grass. I've been arrested for an affray after the gym contacted the police." Mr. Moore said he was aware of videos circulating online and claimed they contained incorrect information, which are untrue. He added, "I've been police bailed after spending 19 hours in the cells, and I have not provided a statement regarding assault on anybody. I can't discuss the matter in question, but I do appreciate all your messages." Videos from inside the gym show 2 topless men, both wearing blue shorts, grappling near the lockers. At one point, one man appears to poke the other in the eye before both exchange blows. The footage then shows the men separating, with one appearing bloodied, his face and chest visibly marked. Other clips circulating online show the injured man speaking with police officers elsewhere in the gym, while another shows one of the men leaving the premises accompanied by officers. A witness told the Eco house staff were called over the tannoy to the men's changing room following the altercation breaking out. A spokesperson for David Lloyd declined to comment. "Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Your time and support are greatly appreciated. Click like and subscribe for more football casual and true crime videos. See you next time."
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you subscribe, you will be notified when we release a new video. It could be your firm we make a video about next, so don't miss out and hit the subscribe button. You can find me on Facebook or email me if you have a good story to tell. See you next time.